Support for this podcast comes from listeners and St. Alphonsus Health System, a regional network of hospitals, clinics, and care providers. St. Alphonsus offers comprehensive healthcare services to individuals and families throughout the community. More information about services and locations is available at stalphonsus.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. This morning, we have an update on the effort to put an abortion rights initiative on an Idaho ballot. Plus, we have some interesting new data from Idaho's Crisis and Suicide Hotline. It is Friday, the 21st of November. Here we go with today's stories. Idaho U.S. Senator Jim Risch objected to a request from a fellow senator to remember Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi during Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's visit to Washington. The Hill is reporting that Senator Tim Kaine asked for a joint resolution to commemorate the 7th anniversary of Khashoggi's death. Khashoggi was murdered in the fall of 2018 after he entered a Saudi consulate. U.S. intelligence concluded that Crown Prince Mohammed approved of that murder. Senator Risch, who is the Senate Foreign Relations Committee chair, objected to the commemoration. Risch said it was, quote, inappropriate. Prince Mohammed was the guest of honor at a black-tie dinner at the White House Tuesday evening. The effort to put an abortion rights initiative on an Idaho statewide ballot has moved past an important threshold. To qualify for a spot on the November 2026 general election ballot, they'll need just over 70,000 ballot signatures. Organizers said yesterday that they've collected 50,000, and their goal is 100,000, so they've got plenty of signatures to pass muster when all the signatures need to be verified. Organizers say they're going to take advantage of Saturday, November 29th being Small Business Saturday, when there's a lot of foot traffic on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Organizers say they will have about 36 events at small businesses, allowing them to have community signing locations across the state. Idaho's Crisis and Suicide Hotline services have seen a sharp increase in calls. Responders say that may be a good thing. Julie Lucatau reports.
In 2023, Idaho's Crisis Hotline responded to roughly 5,500 calls each quarter. Its latest 2025 report shows they responded to about 7,800 calls, a 41% increase over those 2 years.
A lot of people might think, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Idahoans are really struggling. We see that as a good thing.
That's director of the 24/7 hotline, Lee Flynn, speaking to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare board meeting on Thursday. She says it's hard to know exactly what caused the uptick. It could be because of a greater awareness of the 988 phone line, launched in 2022, and the state's effort to consolidate crisis services through the 2024 Idaho Behavioral Health Plan.
There are always going to be people in crisis. And I think what we want, and I think what the state wants, is for people to reach out when they need help.
According to the Department of Health, Idaho has one of the highest suicide rates in the U.S., ranking 4th in the country in 2023. Julie Lucatau, Boise State Public Radio News.
If you or someone you know is in crisis, you are not alone. Help is available. Call or text the Idaho Crisis and Suicide Hotline at 988. We also have resources on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. Next week, Thanksgiving week, on this broadcast, we'll be visiting a number of organizations that, in the shadow of so much need, try to bring a bountiful Thanksgiving meal to families across our region. One of the biggest efforts is the distribution of Thanksgiving meal boxes by St. Vincent De Paul. Today, volunteers will be getting together to begin putting those boxes together.
It's a Herculean effort, but we're actually going to be building them out at Expo, Idaho. And so we gather the food up, we buy the food, we gather the food, we bring it in, and then we've got volunteers that will actually assemble the boxes on site at Expo, Idaho.
This is Ralph May, Executive Director of St. Vincent de Paul.
Food starts coming in from some of these locations, from all the locations, from the churches, from the businesses, from everybody's bringing it in, and then we turn around on Monday, and the food starts going out at 8 o'clock in the morning directly to the people.
And there are different size boxes depending on sizes of families. They're expecting to set a record this year, feeding about 20,000 people. By the way, the ingredients, and there's turkeys, fresh vegetables, of course, recipes in there, all donated or purchased by businesses, nonprofits, church groups, individuals, even the city of Boise. Distribution will be next week. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here on Monday. You can stay in touch with the news all the time on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. Tell your friends and family about The Connector and how they can find it wherever they find their favorite podcasts. For now, from me to you, thanks for listening.
Sources and methods, the crown jewels of the intelligence community. Shorthand for how do we know what's real? Who told us? If you have those answers, you're on the inside, and NPR wants to bring you there. From the Pentagon to the State Department to spy agencies, listen to understand what's really happening and what it means for you. Sources and Methods, the new national security podcast from NPR.